Information and Communication Technology Skills Session 1 Operating System that we are starting today. Okay, so let us see now what is operating system and how it is being performing. All right, so this is the one today that we are starting. Okay, so here certain things will be discussed. Okay, like your this thing types of operating system, functions, etc. Okay, so I'm explaining you this one in order to make you understand what is operating system and how it is functioning. You know, this is actually the basic software that has been used in every computer. Without this, a computer cannot work. All right. The first program that loads on a computer when you switch on the system is called the operating system. It is a program that acts as an interface between the software and computer hardware, specialized set of programs to manage the overall functioning of a computer and its resources. An operating system controls and monitors the execution of the other programs and applications. It performs basic tasks such as recognizing input from the keyboard, sending output to the monitor, managing files, directories, storage devices, and controlling peripheral devices. Peripheral devices are the one that has been connected to the computer in different ports. All right. Some examples of operating systems are like we are using the popular on Windows, Macintosh, that is Mac, Linux, DOS, Unix, etc. Okay, so let us come once to the functions of an operating system. What are the basic functions you can see out here at the bottom? You can see processor management, memory management, device management, file management, security, error detection, job scheduling, etc. Now let us see what are these actually the terms is meant for. Actually, the processor management is the one an operating system manages the working of the processor by allocating various jobs to it. All right. Now, it also ensures that each process and application receives enough time by the processor to function properly. Means here it is actually the processing related to the processing means how much time will be allocated. That is the thing in order to process a certain set of instructions. Next, we are coming to the memory management. An operating system manages the sharing of internal memory like RAM, cache memory, etc. Among multiple applications. It also takes care of the fact that one process should not consume the memory allocated to another process. All right. An operating system has to make the efficient utilization of different types of memory, okay, within the systems to ensure the proper execution of every process. That is very important nowadays in order to understand the memory management. Otherwise, there are different type of software consume a lot of memories. Okay, so you will not be able to cope up with this ones. You will see that your machine system is running slow and all. So that is the reason actually the memory management in the machine is not proper. In that case, the applications will not work in a proper manner. That is there. All right. Now, the device management. Several devices are attached to our system. An operating system controls the working of all input-output devices, together known as I/O devices. It receives the request from these devices, performs the specific task, and the communicates back to the requesting processes. So this is actually the device management. File management is the one, it is an operating system keep track of information regarding the creation, deletion, transfer, copy, and storage of files in an organized way. It also maintains the integrity of data stored in these files, including the directory structure. Okay, now coming to the security. This is very important for you. Means like sometimes the question comes, what is the significance of security management or security? Simply, this is the operating system provides various techniques like our operating system Windows provides some firewall. Okay, so there will be no malware attack in our machine. Okay, which ensure the integrity and confidentiality of the user's data. So what does it? The operating system provides various techniques which ensure the integrity and confidentiality of the user's data. Here certain measures are there, okay, that are used to protect the user's data from threats and intrusion. Intrusion means like in invading, means like entering in a system without any permission. That is called intrusion. Okay, protection against unauthorized access through login and password. This is number one. Number two, protection against intrusion by keeping the firewall active. Number three, displaying messages related to system vulnerabilities. Okay, if there is any problem, vulnerability means now there are some loopholes in the operating system through which there may be some malware attack may happen. That is called vulnerabilities. So operating system actually detects these vulnerabilities and giving a message in a proper time. Okay, when that kind of situation might occur, that is the thing. All right. Now, error detection is the one. The operating system checks the system from time to time for any kind of external threat or malicious software activity. It also checks the hardware for any type of damage. Suppose your keyboard is not functioning at the beginning only, it will give you the message keyboard error. Press F1 to proceed, like that. In this process, it displays a number of alerts to the user so that an appropriate action can be taken against any flaw or damage caused to the system. So it will actually protect your machine in this way. Okay, that is actually known as error detection. Okay, and job scheduling, this is very important in a multitasking environment. Okay, we will see now in a multitasking operating system where multiple programs run at the same time, the operating system determines which application should run and in what order. This is called actually the scheduling. There are different types of scheduling available. If you do the higher studies and all, you will come to know. Okay, one of them is round robin scheduling is also there. Okay, that is very important nowadays. Most of the machines are following, most of the operations nowadays following the round robin scheduling. All right, that is the thing. It also checks how much time should be allocated for each application. That is also a kind of scheduling, you can say. Now the thing is that types of operating system you see once. First of all, it is coming single user operating system. Okay, this operating system could support only one user to do one thing at a time. The most popular single user operating system that we are using, our one and only Microsoft Windows. Okay, Microsoft Windows. Now we're using the Windows 10 and all. Okay, previously there were some old softwares also. Microsoft Windows 3.1 when it has just started. Microsoft Windows 95, then 98, 2000, like that. Okay, so a lot of things are there. Windows XP. Okay, there are the things. So those are actually the single user operating system. Next is coming graphical user interface GUI, where the most of the operations are being done with the help of pictures. The Windows is the most popular GUI nowadays. This operating system is graphic based and interactive in nature. The commands have been replaced by graphic symbols displayed on the computer screen called icons. The user can perform all operations by clicking on these icons. Now a user does not need to remember the lengthy and commands or their syntax as they had to do in command line interface. In command line interface, you have to work a lot. You have to write the commands with the help of character. Okay. Some examples of GUI are Windows operating system, Mac OS, Linux, etc. Okay, multi-user operating system. It allows more than one user to use the same computer at the same time. Some of the operating systems that fall in this category are Linux, Unix, and Microsoft Windows. Windows 2000 was the first version of Windows which allowed us to create several user accounts on a single machine that you know how to create. So, okay, most of the times I've seen in our practical, in our school, the practical, when you come for practical, you are creating your own accounts. That is good to create, but don't put password into it. Otherwise, you will not be able to enter inside. Okay, that is the thing. So now multi-threading operating system, these are the operating systems that allow different parts of an application or program to run simultaneously. The feature of multi-threading can delay the execution response of certain processes. For example, if you are actually playing a game server, okay, on LAN, your friends will utilize the different parts of the same game by connecting with your machine at the same time. All the resources will be utilized on your machine, which can degrade the performance of your system. That's why whenever a particular thing is on, then multi-threading operating system sometimes slows down the activity, sometimes may slows down the activity. Okay, so these are the operating systems that allow different parts of an application or program to run simultaneously. That is the multi-threading operating system. That's a real-time operating system. So our reservation system, like airline reservation system, railway reservation system, is a good example of RTOS, means like real-time operating system. RTOS is designed to handle real-life scenarios and problems. Such operating systems have the capability to prioritize the processes, minimize execution time, and work independently. Means what are the jobs are there? the jobs will be done on priority basis. Okay, whenever you are book an air ticket online, you are actually communicating with a real-time machine which is handling your data independently, giving you instant response and securing your information while maintaining the system features for all the other customers who are online at that moment. Now this RTOS, if it would not have been there, in that case, what would happen? People has to go the slip and all the requisition slip in the counter, then they have to wait for long, okay, in order to get the ticket. But what happens by virtue of this real-time operating system, we are getting it instantly on our hand. That is the thing. That is the purpose of, and this is the best operating system, best operation mode, I would say. Okay, in the field of computing. Okay. Next is coming distributed operating system. Distributed operating system runs on computer which are located in different geographical areas. All right, interconnected through a network. Okay, suppose you can take again once again the airline navigation system. Suppose the main server is located in the Delhi. Okay, in Delhi. Now in the several other stations are also there in our country, other several cities also, all are connected, okay, to the particular server. This is the example of a distributed operating system. It controls these interconnected systems and makes them appear to be a single computer. It allows all the linked machines to access data, software, and processes tasks over a network of geographically dispersed computers, which are not actually in the reach. Okay, means like of the main server or computer by some satellite links, this can be connected. Okay, so these are the distributed systems, and most of the systems in our actually a combination of RTOS and distributed operating system, of course. All right. Now, next we are coming to the Windows 7 or Windows 10, whatever you say, Windows, the graphic user interface, the one and only you like to do very much, and we all work under working environment, working under this environment very comfortably. Let us see now. So, and components are there. Starting Windows, we are having the desktop, we are having the taskbar, and several other components as a GUI system should have. All right. Now, a Microsoft Windows is a series of graphical user interface operating system which was developed, marketed, and sold by Microsoft. Okay, this is actually a proprietary software, and it is not open source. But Linux is an open source operating system. Okay, that you can download freely and can distribute at any people, any number of times. Okay, and any number of machines you may use. That is an open source software. Okay, and for whenever you are purchasing the whenever you are using the Windows, these are the proprietary software. You have to give money for that. You have to purchase for its originality. Otherwise, if you are installing in the pirated system, your machine may have some problem. Okay, and genuinity problem might appear again and again on your system. Okay, that's why I would like to suggest if anyone using Windows, you should have a valid copy of Windows in your system. All right, that is the thing. So this Windows is having where Windows is having there are the two very important component. One is the desktop, another is the taskbar. Okay, this is the Windows 7 desktop. You can see the different parts has been labeled out here. The icons, the start menu out here, the taskbar. You can see the notification area and date and time. These are the mostly been shown in the most of the desktop. Maybe the desktop, the appearance of the desktop has been changed. Okay, in the different softwares and different Windows operating systems. Okay, but this is the starting screen. This is the introductory screen of for any Windows. Okay, which is known as desktop. So what desktop has been derived from the real life desktop. Suppose in our working table there are several things have been spread out, and we are using each and every component for different type of functioning. Okay. Okay, suppose a pen. If you want to keep some notes, you can take a pencil. If you want to erase, you can erase it with the help of a eraser. Okay, that is also a desktop component. Okay, and you can have a notepad also, or you can having the sticky notes also. You can may have the calculator also, and you are having the file folder also. Okay, so each of the items are functioning or performing a different task. So that's what it has been compared with the desktop. All right, the desktop of Windows also serve the same purpose. Okay, I would like to say. So you can find various icons also here. You can see the icons has been displayed out here. Here the icons you can see. These icons have been displayed out here. These icons are also being used for the different purposes. Here this is actually a Windows 10 desktop where the start buttons and all, and every components will be seen in this way. You can see in this way. Okay, so a lot of things are there. So anyone you can click on this. This is also a very modernized desktop. Here is the user. This information has been displayed. Okay. So next we are coming to the this is the taskbar, different type of taskbar, which is the very important component of Windows. You can see the several taskbars has been displayed out here. Windows 10, Windows 8.1, Windows 7, and Windows 98 also has been shown. You can see that each and everywhere how the changes has been taken place. This is the time date, time date. Here is the sound icon. Here nothing is there. Here everything has been hidden out here. You can see. Okay. Now you can see out here it's the Windows 7 taskbar. Here also hidden. Here also hidden was Windows 98 taskbar. Was everything was like this, okay, exposed like time icon. These are the networking icon. This is the mouse has been attached to your system. These are the minimized version of Windows. Whenever here also it happens same thing, okay, but here not in this way. Here the graphic have been developed. You can see that's why I've shown you the four different taskbar which has shown you, okay, four different things how the evolution of taskbar has taken place. You can, this is the start button, here the start button, here the start button, this is the also the start button. Okay, same thing. Okay, no change. Components are there only, but the thing is that it has been presented in different manner. Now let us see what is a taskbar. Okay, a taskbar is a long horizontal bar at the bottom of the desktop. However, it comes by default position is bottom, but you can also place it anywhere you like by simply clicking and dragging. All right. Now the thing is that a taskbar is a long horizontal bar at the bottom of the desktop. It has the start button. You can see quite well out here. Start button is there on the extreme left side. Okay, the middle section of the bar shows buttons with a level for each of the opened applications and allows us to quickly switch between them. We can activate the application windows by clicking on his taskbar button. Okay, that is the thing. This is the thing here. The windows are being in the miniaturized form. You can click over here in order to get back its original size and shape. Okay, when an application is active, its button is highlighted in a lighter shade. When a button is active, when a particular window is active, it is showing little highlighted way. Okay, that is a bit different from other windows. Okay, other windows when you will minimize the icon of Windows. All right. The right side of the text bar is known as the notification area. This is the notification area, I can say, which includes a clock, a group of icons that provide status and notifications about things like updates, network activity, whether the internet that you have connected. You can see, you will often see that if the internet is not working in your machine, exclamation marks, yellow color exclamation marks comes with the eye icon. That is actually the information that is being providing. Okay, incoming mails, battery, volume, everything. Okay, that is the thing. The show desktop button is present, okay, on the extreme right side of the taskbar. Simply placing on the cursor on it, okay, the button minimizes all the open windows and shows the desktop. Here it is available in Windows 10 actually in this side. Button has been showed out here, but it is just after the time and date icon. Okay, so these are the most thing. These are the mostly the Windows operating system. And here the four questions are very important. What is the main advantage of GUI? Okay, what is the main advantage of GUI? What would you say? GUI is the one, it is very easy to use and user-friendly operating system. Okay, here everything has been represented in the form of picture or graphic. So quite easily we can access each and every application as the shortcut we can find on the desktop. So that is the main advantage of GUI. The application is we can open very fast. Okay, so we can work in a faster manner, and it also guides us how to work with a particular system. So that makes the GUI user friendly. Okay, now what is an operating system that you have given and that I have told you at the very beginning? The first program that loads on a computer when you switch on the system is called the operating system. Actually, it has been operated into the RAM of Windows, and the loading of the operating system. Okay, when you are switching on till the loading of operating system, this particular phenomena is actually known as phenomenon is known as booting of computer systems. So booting means loading of operating systems. And the examples, if it is there, Windows is there, Macintosh, Linux, DOS, Unix, all are there. Okay, so what is the purpose of multitasking? Means we are doing the what is the multitasking? Multitasking operating system. It is ability to perform more than one task at a single instant of time is called multitasking. Simply, okay, an operating system which is capable of doing multiple tasks or executing processes while using common processing resources like CPU is called a multitasking operating system. These are the very important things in this particular chapter. Okay, and the security management also is very important. Okay, that is actually there are three things which are very important that should be noted. Protection against unauthorized access through login and password. This is the very prime thing. Okay, that is the number one. Number two is protection against intrusion by keeping the firewall active. And number three is displaying messages related to system vulnerabilities. Okay, so these are the aspect of Windows operating system and rather Windows operating system. So I'll explain to you, and you go to your operating system and study and do it practically. All right. So from my end, thank you to all.